Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Whiskey, Grits, and Honey. I'm Corey, and today we're hanging out with my buddy Ben. Ben is a writer, he's a musician, and he's just an expert in all things food and bourbon and music. So today he's going to talk to us a little bit about that, and he's also going to give us a review of the Jason Isbell album that just came out. So to kick things off, I've got some icebreaker questions for you. If you could see any three people in concert, who would it be, and describe your perfect meal?
Two great questions. I think for the first artist I would probably pick, I'd have to say Paul McCartney. Growing up listening to the Beatles, and I bought my first album ever, which was Abbey Road. I'd had some albums given to me in the past,
Yeah.
But the first album that I ever actually bought with my own money from cutting grass was the Beatles' Abbey Road at Waterloo in Danville off Westover, which, if some of you might be a little bit younger than me, you may not remember Waterloo, but it was probably the coolest music store, or one of the coolest music stores I've been to, in the area.
Bring back Waterloo 2020.
Yep, Corey, you're on it, right?
I guess so.
This is what you do. So,
just touch things in.
I'm gonna rely on you for this one. And then number two, oh man, I've been lucky enough to see a lot of artists that I've really wanted to see over the last couple of years. Maybe this isn't an odd one, but I think it would be a fun show. I would really like to see MGMT.
Yes, I feel like
I hear their shows are really kind of trippy and there's a lot of cool lighting effects and stuff. I got to see Tame Impala last summer, and their stage production was immaculate.
Back when concerts were legal.
Right now, who knows when we'll ever get to go back. But when we do, wait a minute, before I keep going, have you read that article Dave Grohl wrote?
Yes, I saw where you shared it.
It's really good.
It is,
It conveys those emotions well, and I know a lot of people who are big concert goers.
Oh, God.
That are, feeling that right now. And
when he was describing the 4th of July, I was like, this is rough.
Oh, dude, I know. And I've been wanting to see the Foo Fighters, too. I was actually planning on going this year and seeing them for the first time.
Oh, my God.
Okay, there's my number 3, Foo Fighters.
All right,
there
nice.
I love the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Dave Grohl is the dad of rock music.
Oh, yeah.
You know how you make personalities out of people, that and stuff. It's Dave Grohl's the nice guy dad of rock music,
for sure.
Wears New Balances, grows up.
Yeah. Tells dad jokes.
Yeah, tells dad jokes. Oh yeah, he definitely does.
Yeah.
Definitely. I would say Paul McCartney, MGMT, and Foo Fighters.
Cool. And then a perfect meal.
Oh boy. Perfect meal. I mean, there's so many things I like. I'm a foodie. So you're asking. This is a hard question.
I know. It can be across different types of food too.
I don't know, man. Really, honestly,
it's National Barbecue Day. If that helps.
Oh yeah. So honestly, my perfect meal. Okay, so if you could, I would love to slow cook brisket.
Ooh.
That's probably one of my. I am Southern
Texas
through and
style.
through.
Oh, same.
When it comes to food.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it's if you've ever had good brisket, really good brisket, you know exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
But if you haven't, first off, go do that.
Yeah.
But second off, you know, if it's tender, falls off the fork. Oh man.
Smokes for hours.
You can smoke it for 24 hours, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's barbecue and brisket and things like that. The possibilities are endless.
Gotcha.
Put some mac and cheese on there,
Gotta have mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So tell us a little about yourself, where you're from, what you do, how you got into music and food.
So how I got into food, I was born. So I'm from Danville, born and raised. Lived here for most of my life, with the exception of parts of college. I work at Procter & Gamble. I am a essential employee. So basically I supervise a bunch of contractors. The contractors work on the production line.
Nice.
Making the product, and I kind of supervise the contractors. If the machine breaks down, I fix it. Basically, I'm a technician. I'm a technician.
Including toilet paper.
Yes, toilet paper. Don't come to my house asking for it. I have it, but I'm not giving it to you. Yeah, toilet paper, deodorant, toothpaste.
Nice.
We do Gillette, so we make the razors, we make
the good stuff.
We the good stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, like, I use Harry's some too, but like, I'm not gonna lie, I've always kind of used Harry's. So I'm like transitioning to Gillette now.
Oh yeah.
Because I work there, and so it's like, give me some time to like, finish up my whole, you know. But no, yeah. So all that good stuff. It's basically stuff that you have to have. So
essentials.
Essentials. But like I knew, like when this whole thing went down, I knew we weren't going to close.
Just
I was
like,
like, well, I guess I'm going to still be working.
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, super thankful to have a job.
Yeah.
Super thankful. But I was like, man, I could use a couple weeks off.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of.
You've been pulling like killer shifts too, like night shifts. Like,
oh, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm on second shift right now. I'm right in the middle of my second shift right now.
Oh god.
So it's 2 weeks first, 2 weeks third, 2 weeks second in that order.
And then they like mess it up like that. Ugh.
You know, I thought I would hate it.
Yeah.
I thought I would hate it. And then I started doing it. I was like, man, this isn't that bad. Because you know how sometimes you get in a job and then you get complacent.
Yeah.
And you're like working, like, let's say you're working 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, you know, you kind of get tired of that schedule.
Yeah.
Because it's like all the time. You're always
It's
doing
just
it.
structured.
It's
like,
structured, right.
Yeah.
And so with this, I mean, there is a structure to it, but there's a little bit of variance. Like, it's like, okay, so 2 weeks you're on first. Cool. 2 weeks you're on third. And it's just like, it just switches it up. So really, honestly, it's not as bad as I thought it was. I don't have any trouble sleeping.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's been nice.
Versus teaching where you just like work the rest of your life till you die. And
No,
like,
no, look, I can tell you, my mom is a
God.
retired teacher now. She worked in DPS
Yeah.
for, I'm trying to remember how long it was. From the late 80s until...
Just a few years ago, right?
A few years ago, because she's in Norfolk now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she taught in Norfolk for about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And she just retired this year.
Nice. So she's like done.
She's done, but she retired, and then now she's on Corona house arrest. So like, oh man, I'm going to retire, I'm going to do all these things.
Yeah.
Corona.
And at the beach, it's like...
And at the beach, it's like you can't even go to the beach. So it's like, that's got to suck. But she's got the rest of her life to enjoy, and that's awesome. I mean, like, teaching is a very rewarding job, I'm sure you know.
Increase our pay.
I'm 100% for that. I think teachers should be paid more than lawyers, so that's just me. Somebody might get upset with that.
This is not a sponsorship, but...
This is not a sponsorship. I am not sponsoring anything. But,
oh, gosh.
But I really do, because, I mean, think about it. Without teachers, you don't have lawyers.
You literally don't have anything.
Without teachers, you don't have anything. You have nothing.
Yeah.
So, why they're so underpaid, I don't know. I can't tell you. I've been advocating for that my whole life.
We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. But it's crazy.
Yeah. So, food and music. How did you get into them?
Like I said, wow, we got off track, didn't we?
It's cool.
Food, I was born, like I said. No, I'm from the South, man.
Yeah.
Like, anybody who's from the South knows
we
live, breathe, and eat food.
Yeah.
Starches.
Good food. Like, it can't just be...
Cholesterol, heart attack, you know.
Yeah.
But we, you know, it's just, when you're from the South, I mean, there's a lot of, like, Southern food, cornbread, all that stuff. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's like a food category.
You're born into it, really, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, now, it's different everywhere. Like, obviously, you know, in, like, New England or out west, you know, they have their own traditional food styles.
Unsweet tea.
Unsweet tea. Like, who? God. Don't even get me started on that. That's, like, one of my biggest pet peeves. Why even drink it? It's
exactly.
Water. Okay. But, yeah, I mean, it really, you know, when you're born in the South, it's just food is like, one of the key pillars of everyday life.
Yeah.
And I just, I love food.
Yeah. You're also a bourbon guy. How did you get into the whole bourbon thing?
Okay, so I say I'm a bourbon guy. I prefer bourbon over all other forms of alcohol. However, I am no expert. I'm not even close to an expert. My favorite bourbon is Jefferson Reserve.
Okay.
Which is good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's kind of I would consider it an entryway bourbon, maybe, I guess.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But like, I'm not like a connoisseur. Jefferson Reserve is my favorite. It's usually if there's like a big occasion to celebrate, I usually buy Jefferson Reserve.
Oh yeah.
And you know, actually, I don't go on my. I actually haven't had any bourbon in a couple weeks. It's been a while.
You've been quarantined with no bourbon?
Well, no, I was like, well, I do have bourbon, but so I know it's there. It's like a comfort blanket type thing.
Exactly.
But like, but actually, I've kind of been drinking a little rum lately.
Okay.
It just, I don't know. Maybe it's like a taste changing thing. Like I still love bourbon. It's still my thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I feel like I'm kind of exploring other stuff.
Okay.
Won't touch tequila. Don't ask.
Yeah.
Had plenty of terrible experiences with that.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, rum. I've been doing a lot of rum and coke lately.
Nice.
It's good. I don't know. It's just like it's not as harsh as bourbon.
Oh yeah.
If you're just kind of looking for something that's really smooth.
Yeah.
You know, it's not as harsh.
Yeah.
So it's good to switch it up a little while. Like we were talking about with the work schedule. You know, every once in a while you want to switch it up. It's a good thing to do. So.
I feel like rum's really universal too. Like you can do rum and coke. You can add like Sprite, do something tropical.
Oh
and
yeah, it's best with tropical.
Oh yeah.
I think somebody was telling me. I can't remember when it was. Somebody tried rum and Baja Blast.
Oh.
Said it was good, but I don't know. I haven't tried it yet.
That sounds really good.
But it kind of sounds like my alley.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll do it tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I had some mojitos for Cinco de Mayo. That was really good too.
Ooh,
yeah.
I was Cinco de quarantine on that day. Actually, I also had to work. That was a night shift.
Oh,
when was that? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on night shift. Yeah.
Crap.
So I didn't really get to do much. I think we made taco bowls.
Yeah, that's basically.
You know.
Yeah.
But every Cinco de Mayo, I usually go to El Vallarta.
Oh yeah.
And I will sponsor you, El Vallarta. No.
What's your go-to meal there?
Oh my God, everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Like El Vallarta is. I have been to a bunch of Mexican places, and I even know people outside of Danville who have gone to, you know, just different Mexican places or have grown up around, you know, Mexican restaurants in certain areas.
Yeah.
And have said they have never had anything like El Vallarta. Like,
yeah, it's really fresh, really authentic.
Right,
like,
right.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, too, there's a guy at work that I work with in Greensboro who, he asked me where I was from. I said, Danville. He's like, oh, you know that Mexican place on the hill? I was like, oh, yeah. They know me.
Oh,
They know me, like, you know? But, no, I really missed that about Cinco de Mayo this year. I always go to El Vallarta. I didn't get to go this year, so I was kind of sad.
Yeah. So you're also a drummer. How did that start?
Oh, man. When I was a kid, I used to bang on pots and pans with spoons.
We all did. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I think I just took it a little too far. I think I just kept going, kept playing, and I remember when I was in 5th grade, the middle school Gibson band teacher came to recruit. You know, they would take you in the cafeteria if you wanted to do it. You signed a paper.
Yeah.
And
like intro to band or something like that.
Yeah. And they asked me, like, so what do you want to do? I said drums. They said, okay, well, you have to have a backup instrument in case, you know, you don't pass the test. Because what the music instructor would do, her name was, oh my God, what was her name? Miss Thomas, I think,
that
was her name.
right.
I believe it's been so long, I can't even remember. But she came into school, and for the drums, she would make rhythm patterns on the table, and you had to mimic them.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It was really cool. Yeah, it was really neat. And because at the time I didn't know how to read music, and she asked me before we started. She goes, "No, not every." She goes, "Drums are the most popular instrument that everyone wants to do."
Especially in middle school.
Exactly. And then she said, "If you don't get it, because so many people want to do it, what do you want to do? What other instrument do you want to play?" I said, "I don't want to play anything else."
Felt like it was
just drums or bust, and she said, "Okay." She said, "Okay," and so she did all the rhythms and stuff, and I copied her, and she was like, "Well, you nailed every single one."
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
it was written in the stars right there.
It was written in the stars. Like that was, and so I got my first snare drum, and from that moment on, no one in my house ever had peace, including my wife now, because I have a ridiculous drum set.
But the setup is so sweet. Like
I spent some time on it. I thought about it.
Yeah.
We just moved into a new house, and so the upstairs, it's kind of weird. It's like one of those old school 50s houses. It's kind of weird. Like it's been modernized. Like the house is modernized, wooden floors, you know, new appliances, stuff like that. But like it's
like the wall structure and things like that.
Yeah, it's very unique. It's got like it's got a lot of character.
Yeah.
And so the upstairs is just basically one room and a bathroom, right? There's no hallways, there's nothing, just one room and a bathroom.
That's pretty cool.
But the one room is siphoned off into 2 separate rooms.
Oh, okay.
So the room in the very back is like where all my records are, where my computer is, all that good stuff, you know, all my collectibles, all that cool stuff. TV, video games.
Yeah.
But the room in the front, and that's where the bathroom is as well, there's this little sunken in spot in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a feeling when we were about to move into the house, I was like, I think my drums will fit perfectly here. And my wife was like, I don't know, it's kind of small.
Yeah.
And when we moved in there and I put them in there, it literally fits perfect. Like
drums are bus.
Drums are bus. Exactly. It's a lifestyle. It really is a lifestyle. Like it's either all or nothing.
Yeah.
Drums, man. It's
nice.
How it goes.
Yeah. So you're also the king of like playlist and like all things. Like he DJ'd my housewarming party. Like
I did.
yeah. How'd you get into like playlist and like making like
oh boy
curated like list of music?
I mean, just a lot of it was my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom too. But a lot of my dad because, you know, he was a musician growing up and his brother was a musician growing up and their sister was a musician growing up. And it was just like just kind of passed down, I guess. And so my dad, you know, when I was in third grade, you know, everybody was listening to Pink, Will Smith.
God, I've got Will Smith made music.
Snoop Dogg. I don't know. And I like all these artists too.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But but it was funny because I was like going to school. I was like, man, have you guys ever heard of Billy Joel? And they're like, who?
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd? Do you know who that is? Who is he? Oh, now my blood's boiling. No, I was like, Led Zeppelin? Sometimes people knew who the Beatles were because it's the Beatles, you know.
Yeah.
But like, I was listening to all this stuff. Nobody knew what it was at the time. You know, now as our generation's gotten older, we've kind of gone back and appreciated a lot of the older stuff too.
Although a lot of people didn't know who Paul McCartney was until he came out with like Kanye.
Oh my God, when he was on that song with, it was him and Rihanna.
Yeah,
and Kanye
4 or 5 seconds.
4 or 5 seconds, yeah. And I saw a tweet one day that was like, this Paul McCartney dude about to blow up. I was like, I almost like I just shut my computer and I just walked away.
Just like delete the internet from here.
Long drive. I was so upset. I was like, oh my God. You've never heard of Paul McCartney? Like, even heard of him? Like, you wouldn't have to know.
That's the thing, yeah.
Like, you've never heard of the guy, and it's just like, oh, well, okay.
Even, like, getting the wrong band, I would have excused it, but, like...
Right, now if they had said, oh, Paul McCartney, is he the bass player in Pink Floyd?
Yeah.
Okay, you're close.
Close, yeah.
You're close.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
But, like...
wrong decade.
Yeah, I can forgive that.
Yeah.
But, you know...
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, you've been listening to the new Jason Isbell album. Tell us about it. Yeah.
So, a lot of people don't realize who, or haven't, I mean, they've heard a Jason Isbell song before in their life, but they probably didn't know that's who it was.
It's called Resolution?
Reunions.
Reunions.
Yeah. And so, so he's kind of Americana, more traditionalist country, southern rock kind of thing.
Yeah. Texas Red Dirt, I think they call it, like something like that.
Yeah, something. Yeah. It's kind of it's very like rootsy.
Yeah.
Kind of in the same wheelhouse as like I don't know if you know Sturgill Simpson or Tyler Childers or things like that.
Oh yeah, American.
Jason's been at it for a long time. He was in Drive By Truckers. Do you remember that band?
No, but I didn't know that either.
They're very good. Yeah. Some of the best songs he wrote in that band.
Okay.
But check them out. Yeah. They're good. Yeah, he has written a lot of great songs. He's been around since the early 2000s. And it's really good. It's really good. He actually, so he has a lot of acoustic stuff, and he does like a lot of love songs. He does a lot of like storytelling. He's a really good storyteller. Yeah. A lot of people compare him to Dylan and Springsteen. For a long time, you know, when someone would say that, it'd be like, oh no way, you know, Dylan and Springsteen, you know, they're two of the best songs.
I can see Springsteen,
but like, there are actually publications like Pitchfork and Stereogum and like Spin and things like that are like comparing him to Bob Dylan and Bruce Springsteen now.
He's getting there.
Not everybody, hardly anyone gets compared to Bob Dylan.
Yeah, and Bruce Springsteen. That's an honor. And
and
big shoes to fill.
If you like listen to his songs, it's like he can tell. I mean, it's just the storytelling. His storytelling abilities are like insane, and his writing is insane. He's a great guitar player. But yeah, his music is just like, it grabbed me. Like when I first heard it, I was like, I think I heard one of his songs from like 2015, 2013 or something. Yeah. I was at my parents' house and I was watching Later with Jules Holland. You ever seen that? Yeah. And he popped up on there and he was playing a song and I was like, who is this? Yeah. And so I went on Spotify and I started like looking through his stuff and then I started diving down the rabbit hole, you know, and it was like, oh my God, how have I never, like...
Yeah.
I mean, I knew who he was, and I listened to the Drive-By Truckers, but I kind of lost track of him after he left the band.
Yeah.
And then I kind of picked it back up, and I was like, oh my God, I've really been missing out. This guy's great.
So what other albums have you, like, really listened to this year that have really struck you?
What sucks is, not only has coronavirus, like, disrupted, like, movies and stuff, but it's also disrupted, like, music schedules.
Yeah.
And so no one is immune. I really like, this is going to come as no surprise to anyone who knows me, I really love Tame Impala's new album. I don't have to tell you guys how good I think it is. It's really good. You ever listen to The Strokes?
Yes.
The Strokes' new album. Great.
Really?
I will get crucified for this by, like, diehard Strokes fans. I think it's their best album.
Really?
Yeah, people will probably be very upset to hear that. It is their best album, I think, personally. It's really good.
No.
I'm trying to think what else I've been really... Oh, Hayley Williams.
Yeah, she just
from
released
Paramore.
something.
Yeah, she released an incredible album.
Okay.
Doesn't sound anything
check
like
that
Paramore.
out. Really?
Doesn't sound anything... It's kind of like...
Well, she's an incredible singer and songwriter anyway.
Dude,
yeah.
she's got a voice.
Yeah.
People think, when they think Paramore, I think a lot of times people think, oh, pop punk from the 2000s,
Yeah.
eyeliner, emo.
Yeah.
No, man, she is... Well, the band, if you listen to their last album, the band is way more than that now. They've gone like a Talking Heads route now, kind of. It's like an 80s new wave Talking Heads thing. But her new album's kind of like that too.
Okay.
A little bit darker.
Yeah.
It's her going through some personal stuff.
Yeah, just like more mature stuff.
Yeah, but it's great. It caught me off guard because I heard some of the singles and I was like, this is really good.
Yeah.
And then I heard the album and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, this is
Hayley.
Hayley.
I did not expect that.
Yeah.
So check it out if you can. It's really good.
We were kind of talking before this about how the quarantine has affected like creatives and musicians. What's your opinion on that?
I've been reading a lot about that, especially on Reddit. I've been reading about how, there are a lot of up-and-coming musicians, that have, let's just say they just, like, inked, like, a recording contract or something. And they haven't even, like, put anything out yet. And they can't record. They can't go into the studio. They can't tour. And unfortunately, in today's society, touring is where you make your money.
Yeah.
Because albums don't sell like they used to. Streaming doesn't pay.
Yeah.
Shame on Spotify, because they could pay a whole lot more than they do. But, artists make a lot of their money through touring and through shows.
Yeah.
And they can't do that right now. And honestly, that will probably be one of the last things to come back.
Probably so.
Or like things like entertainment stuff, like the movies or concerts. Because, no, they're not essential, but I think in a lot of ways, to a lot of people, they kind of are essential.
Yeah.
Like, they are, because they're like an exit from everyday...
It's what's pulling us through this,
society.
Netflix, movies, like watching TV, listen to albums.
And look, I love Netflix, but
Yeah.
you can only sit on the couch and watch TV for so long until
So true.
you have lost your mind, and it's just like, I
Yeah.
can't do this anymore. Like, I've probably gone through like 4 shows already.
Yeah.
One of them, unfortunately, being Tiger King.
Oh,
Because
God.
I got pressured to watch it by everyone around me, and I finally gave in. And I've come to the conclusion that they're all just terrible people.
Yeah.
They're all
Baskin.
horrible, terrible people. Especially Carol Baskin.
Hope you hear this, Carol.
I don't know if I can cuss on this podcast, so I'm not going to say it.
It's all
You
good.
already know what I'm going to say. It was a weird show.
Yeah.
But it was entertaining. It was entertaining,
It's part of the experience of
It's
life.
part of the experience. And
Yeah.
when everybody gets into it and you start seeing all the memes on Facebook, you're like, well, I don't understand any of this, so now I have to watch it.
Yeah.
Like,
For sure.
It makes no sense. I'm seeing all these pictures of Carol Baskin. I'm like, who the hell is Carol Baskin? Like, I don't know what this is. Like, so I guess I have to watch it now. So,
You get suckered into it.
You do.
But on a serious note, I have loved how musicians have been doing like these stay-at-home concerts and like these cover videos and stuff like that. Like, what's your input on that?
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I wish they made money from it.
I know.
It would be nice.
Tip musicians, like.
But it's cool because they don't have to do that.
Yeah.
I think one of the first people to really start doing that was Ben Gibbard from Death Cab for Cutie.
Yeah.
He started doing just like a daily series where he would take requests on the stream and he would be like, okay, what do you guys want to hear today? I'll play like 5 songs, whatever I see, from the suggestion from the comments and stuff, I'll play. And so he started doing that, and I think that also picked up steam with a lot of other artists. And then they've been doing the charity ones where they have like a bunch of artists go in and like sing one song. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw the Lumineers like helping a lot with that too.
Yeah,
like, giving back to
I can't remember which one they were on. I remember they were on one. I know Dave Grohl had one.
Yeah,
which was really cool. I thought they did Times Like These.
Yeah,
and like Chris Martin from Coldplay was on there. And,
I've seen covers of like We Are the World. And
things like that. Things like that. It's really cool. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great idea.
I think so.
Because I've watched a bunch of them. I mean, I've spent a lot of time watching, like artist stream stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess to a point, they probably do make a little money from like YouTube view counts.
Yeah.
But again, I think a lot of like streaming services like YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music should probably pay their artists.
Especially during these times.
Considerably more. Yeah. And like I hate that they're not getting paid for like their art.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they would probably say, well, if I could, I would still create this even if I wasn't getting paid. I mean, that's part of being an artist.
Yeah.
Even if you're not getting paid, you still create. Because, I mean, there's tons of people that I know that are musicians or they're like painters or, just creators in general. I got a friend that wrote an entire book that's registered with the Library of Congress.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize that.
It's really cool.
I knew he had
His name
written
is
it.
Zach Glass.
Yeah.
I think the book's called The Hero's Return. I read it a couple of years ago. It's been a while.
I remember when it came out. Like, it was a big thing.
I have an autographed copy. But no, he did that, and he went through all the steps. We moved in together in 2013, and we lived downtown in the lofts.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we met. And I remember him having this giant stack of papers, which was like his rough draft of the book.
Yeah.
He worked on it for like 5 years, maybe.
He's one of those people, like, he's just like a multi-talented creative writer, musician,
he's super
artist.
creative. Like, he can sing, he can play guitar, he can play keyboards,
he
can write, he can draw, he did all the artwork for his book.
Yeah. Shout out to that.
I think he told me he's made, and I don't know the exact numbers. He made a couple $100 from it, which is cool.
Yeah.
But I think...
Because I don't think he had the intention of
he had no intention of it, and it was like we all, all of our friends from the friend group, we all bought copies.
Yeah,
it was really cool because I don't even know how he went about getting it registered with the Library of Congress. I have no idea how that happened, and maybe I'm wrong about that. I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did.
We'll have to check and see, but
I think
so.
I think you can buy it on Amazon.
Yeah, I know there's definitely
you can
on
still buy it on
Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah.
So check it out if you like sci-fi, because that's what it is. It's like a sci-fi novel. It's pretty cool. It's really good. I read it in like 2 days. I just like blew through it.
Nice.
But I think if he hadn't made money, he still would have done it anyway.
Yeah, Zach's just that guy where he did
because it's something you can be proud of. You made something that you wanted to make. You accomplished something, and something to be proud of.
Yeah.
It's an achievement. Whether or not you make money from it or not, who cares? So I admire him for doing that. Because you must have to go through a lot.
Oh gosh.
To get and it's a paperback. I think you can get it on Kindle too. But to go through all that stuff to get all the licensing and all that stuff,
plus the revisions, the editing.
Oh god, it seems like so much.
Yeah.
Like, but when you want to do something, set your mind to it.
Yeah.
You do it.
Shout out to him.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
So, of course, in these quarantine times, too.
Quarantines.
Yeah.
You got that right.
During these quarantine times, people have been grilling a lot more, too. Have you thrown anything on the grill lately?
I actually haven't. Work schedule's been crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So I really haven't
had
much of a chance. It's like, well, now that it's warm, I have to cut grass again.
Yeah.
And then, although I haven't cut it yet this year because Amanda's beaten it to me twice. Mostly because of my schedule. Because like when I'm on night shift and the grass needs to be cut, it's like I have to wake up and basically get ready for work.
Yeah.
I don't want to like wear myself out before I go pulling all night. It's tough.
Yeah.
But like I'm probably gonna cut grass this weekend. Probably I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I hate thinking about it. But anyway, no, it's it just I haven't really had a lot of time to do it.
Yeah.
I am in the process of saving up to buy like a really nice smoker.
Nice.
I borrowed my dad's a few years ago. I think he came over.
Was that last summer where you were like really just like grilling out, smoking out?
We did that so much. I think we did grill out a lot last summer.
Yeah.
But the summer before that, we were using the smoker a lot.
Yeah, Lady Astor Days.
Yeah, the Lady Astor Days. We probably smoked something once or twice a week. Like we would just go buy all this food, and it'd be like a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
You know, and like we'd start the smoker like early in the morning before we went to work. And then we'd come back.
Getting the crew together and just like
Yeah,
hanging out.
everybody would have food. So
Yeah.
it was cool. Smoking is much different from grilling, obviously. But, well, I won't say much different, but
Yeah.
it's a little different.
Just technique and how you do it.
Yeah,
and stuff.
technique is big. But I'm hoping now that it's warm and everything's slowing down, once everything can just kind of get back to normal, and you know we can start having like cookouts and stuff, and people can come over.
Yeah.
We'll start. I'll definitely be picking up the tongs.
Oh yeah, yeah. Add some stuff to Ben Burgers, your other.
Oh boy. Yeah. So I got bored one day, and I was like, man, I really love cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna create an Instagram. You ever seen? Have you ever seen? You know what Barstool is?
I don't.
Barstool Sports. So the guy that runs the company, Dave Portnoy, he has a pizza ranking thing.
I saw where you were doing that too.
Yeah, and so I was like, I could do this with burgers.
Yeah.
And it didn't get. I mean, I got maybe a couple months of it started, and then the coronavirus hit and it derailed a lot of my plans.
Yeah.
And a lot of places I wanted to go eat.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I love going different places and trying different food, but I really love burgers.
Yeah.
And would you believe the best burger I've rated so far was here in Danville?
Really?
Yes.
Which spot?
Unfortunately, they're not around anymore. 616.
Yeah.
They had a burger, and when I saw it on the menu, it was like it was calling my name.
Yeah.
Not only do I love burgers, I also love Pulp Fiction.
Oh.
You know where this is going?
Yes.
The burger was called the Royale with cheese.
I saw that.
And I would sit here and quote that entire section of the movie for you, but I'm not going to bore you. So, it was called the Royale with cheese. And let me pull it up on my phone real quick. I got to show it to you because it is literally a sight to be seen. It is the most ridiculous looking overkill burger you've ever seen, but it was the best tasting thing I've ever eaten.
Here in Danville, with a population of like 45,000 people.
Well, I mean, it's the thing. It's like, and 616 was super underrated. You
Yeah.
don't hear a lot of people talk about it, but I always thought it was great.
Yeah.
So here it is.
Oh, it
It even looks nice. Like they presented it to you nice.
Yeah.
But it had, let's see, I wrote down what it had on it. It had, house-made pimento cheese, thick-cut applewood smoked bacon, duck confit,
Oh, God.
mushrooms, sunny-side-up egg, garlic aioli on a brioche bun.
That's like royalty right there.
What can you, Royale with cheese.
Yeah.
Like, what could you want?
Although I've never had
there's like
duck.
a stack of it right there.
God.
And it was like medium rare. Oh my God.
So perfect. Yeah.
I was in heaven.
I
couldn't finish it.
One of our other spots got closed because of COVID too. Chuck's in Raleigh, the place I was telling you about. Yeah.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, they closed for good.
Yeah.
We'll replace it with something else though.
We'll find something else.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, when you said Chuck's, I was thinking Chuck's and Danville.
Oh God, no! We would have there would have been a riot.
I would have rioted. I would have gone in there and started it up myself.
They've been killing it with their like food.
Oh
and
my
stuff.
God, they're amazing.
Yeah.
If you don't know about Chuck's, please go see them
Yeah.
because they have. I'm gonna leave that topic alone.
Yeah.
I have a dog in that fight. I'm not gonna.
We'll keep it unbiased.
Yeah, we'll keep it unbiased. We'll keep it unbiased. But Chuck's is great.
Yeah.
Check them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how do food and music help you express yourself creatively?
Well, it kind of gives you a platform to talk about something you love. Mm-hmm. Especially with food too, because I've been kind of getting into like a lot of cooking shows lately. So I've been kind of like browsing through like Netflix and finding stuff. It's really neat because you can express your creativity through food or music.
Yeah.
Both. It's like, I don't care what anyone says. People say food's meant to be eaten. Yes, it is. That's true.
Yeah.
But it can also be an art.
It
How
is
you
an art.
present it? Have you watched some of these shows?
Yeah.
Where they like make something that looks delicious, but then they put it in front of you. It's like, man, I don't even want to eat that.
Yeah.
It looks too nice to eat.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of cool. It's almost like whoever thought about doing something like that definitely gets an A+ in my book because it's like, not only are you cooking good food, but you're also making art out of it.
Yeah.
Which is so cool. Like, I don't know. That to me, that's always been really neat. How people can like make different foods and then make it look like they actually had this like preconceived idea of how they wanted it to be and how they wanted to present it.
Yeah.
And it's really neat.
Like the presentation and just like present it to you for like having folks over for dinner parties and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
and then you like bring out this like immaculate thing, and they're like, ooh,
yeah,
wow,
That was the biggest thing I was most excited for when I got the house. Like,
yeah,
but then
definitely.
Corona, but
Trust me, you weren't alone. I think everybody's playing. Got a little turn sideways. And then music, self-explanatory.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you can get like the feel of a song through like the melody or the rhythm, especially the lyrics. I probably speak for a lot of people right now when I say there are some songs that you grew up with that without them, you know, who knows where it would be.
Exactly.
You know, songs that have gotten you through tough times.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like that speaks in itself. Like you can hear a song. Like a song is like a time machine.
Ooh.
You know, and this is okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I told you this before, but I don't know. It's kind of like a little theory I've been drumming up, but I'm sure somebody else has come up with it. But in my mind, a song is like a time machine. It can take you back to like a specific place and time in your life.
Yeah.
And sometimes I make playlists. You talk about playlists.
Yeah.
I make playlists based off of each year.
Okay.
So like I have a 2011, 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Yeah.
And I group all the songs that I discovered that year that I liked.
It's like your end of the year decade. I mean,
kind of. And then I use it to like make the list of my favorite albums thing, which about 6 months ago I was going to put out my favorite albums of the decade, of last decade. I'm still working on it.
Hey,
because
a
it's
decade.
So hard to try. Like I can't. I'm trying to narrow it down. At first, I wanted to do 100, and I realized that's way too ambitious, and I would never finish it.
Yeah.
Then I was like, okay, I'll do 50, and then I was like, that's still a lot. I don't know if I want to do that much.
Yeah.
And now I'm sitting at 30.
Okay, that's a good number.
And I've got like 45 to 50 that I could put in there.
Okay.
Some are locked in.
Yeah.
Some aren't.
Yeah.
The ones that aren't are the ones that are giving me hell right now because I'm trying to figure out how to like finish the list. And was this album really better than this album?
Yeah.
But what about this song? What about this song? It's never ending.
And music is constantly changing to like,
constantly. Like, you know how like you base a lot of sounds off of like decades. Well, one thing that I really liked about the last decade of music is that there was no like dominant sound.
That's true.
And I've told people this. Some people agree with me. Some people don't. The previous decade, the 2010s, might be the best decade ever for music.
Oh, that's really ambitious.
Except the 70s.
Okay.
70s win every time.
Yeah.
Because like you had Led Zeppelin, you had Motown, you had Michael Jackson. Okay. Yeah. You had like the country stars like Dolly Parton. You had
I get it. Yeah.
You know, it was just all it was like a time where like if you look at music from the 80s onward, a lot of it really draws back to the 70s. I mean, and the 60s were kind of like the prototype for the 70s. So it's I could go on it.
Yeah.
But
was it you who made the analogy that like the 50s set the table, but then the 60s brought the meal, and then could you explain that?
I'm trying to remember what I said.
It was like
one of those things. I know it was one of those things that I said, and then I think I put it on Facebook, and now I've forgotten exactly.
Yeah, I think you shared an article.
It was like I think it was like the 50s set the table, the 60s brought the appetizers, the 70s was the main course, the 80s was dessert, the 90s was like an experimental recipe. Yeah. And then we've been eating leftovers ever since. Tasty leftovers. Yeah. Not bad leftovers. Okay, yeah. Like post-Thanksgiving leftovers.
Oh, like the best.
Stuff. But even with that analogy, like the 2010s were interesting because if there was a sound you wanted to find, you can find it. Yeah. You want to find a band that sounds like an 80s hair metal band? Okay, yeah, there's probably 1,000 out there.
There's a lot of like genre bending like nowadays, which I love.
Everything overlaps now. Like genres are kind of dead. Yeah. Like, and I mean, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. Yeah. But it's interesting to me because like I said, literally anything you want to find. You want to listen to like good R&B? Okay, you've got like Frank Ocean. You've got you could go as far as some of Beyonce's stuff. You know, anybody. Any of that. You want to listen to like 60s psychedelia? Okay, you got Tame Impala. You've got
MGMT.
MGMT. All these other bands. You want to listen to pop? Ariana Grande. Boom. You want to listen to, and then a lot of older artists are still making music. Paul McCartney's still coming up with albums. Yeah. You want to listen to metal? Mastodon. Yeah. You want to listen to? I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing names out there, but it's all there. Yeah. And then anything that you can't find from the last decade, which so far I don't think there's anything I couldn't find. it's there anyway. Go back and listen to it.
It's cool how you're seeing like other musicians and like nowadays musicians like Lana Del Rey. You're seeing elements of like Janis Joplin, and then from her you're seeing like Lorde and like Billie Eilish and like
it's Billie Eilish. She's interesting.
Yeah,
because I can't say I've ever heard anything like that before.
She's incredible. Like I fought her for the long.
I loved her album.
Yeah,
I thought it was great.
Yeah,
but like I just like it's so hard nowadays to come up with something new. There are only so many chords. You know, there's only so much you can do before things start to get kind of recycled a little bit.
Yeah,
but
Billie was like, watch this.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's still pop music.
Yeah,
but it's kind of got some alternative.
Oh yeah,
a little bit of rock.
Yeah,
you know, just elements of it.
And she can strip it down to like acoustic, and
she's got a great voice.
Oh yeah,
I mean, she's got a really good voice, and it's just interesting to me because like I don't really know who to compare it to. Yeah, there's not really much. Maybe the closest thing would be Lorde, maybe. Yeah, but like because you mentioned Lorde, so I got to think about that. But like, yeah, there's I don't know.
Comeback Lorde, by the way. She put out some good stuff.
She's got some good music, yeah. I find that I'm hit and miss with her sometimes. Yeah. But she does have some really good songs. Yeah. But yeah, like there's nothing. Lorde kind of set the table for Billie Eilish. Kind of. And now, whoever you think's better, that's your opinion. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think they're both good. Yeah. But yeah, it's just I don't think I've ever really heard anything like her before.
No, I wouldn't say so either.
It's different.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Well, any advice for up-and-coming musicians or grillers or people who are just trying to find their way?
Man, just as far as music, just practice. Yeah. Like, the best thing to do, and, like, I took orchestra. I was in the GW Symphonic Orchestra, or the symphony, not the symphonic orchestra, but the symphony. Yeah. And I was in symphonic band. I was in all of that for, 2002 to 2009. Okay. So I did like orchestra and
7 years.
Yeah. I was principal player in orchestra for a while. Nice. Like, yeah. But you don't get that without practice. Is what I'm saying. So like, just practice, and you don't have like honestly, a lot of people will tell you you don't read music. Blah blah blah. Yeah. That's kind of an elitist thing. You don't have to read music
to be a good musician.
To be a good musician. That's a myth. Yeah. But it does help. I mean, like I can read, it helps. But like, do I sit down on my drum set and take out sheet music and play it? No. Hell no. No, I put on headphones and I listen to my favorite bands and I play the music. So it's like that's how a lot of people, and I think a lot of like famous musicians will tell you, put on your favorite album and try to play along to it. That's how I started. Like when I got my first drum set, I put on like I think the first song I ever learned to play was. I don't even remember what it was. Maybe like a Van Halen song. But anyway, I put it on and I just tried to mimic it. I listened to it a few times and I played it, and then you get it. You know?
Deep listening's an art form that needs to come back. Just like listening to an album and just like
shut off the world. Yeah. Put on your headphones. First off, if you're a music fan or lover, I cannot stress buying a good pair of headphones. Yeah. Like AirPods are cool. Whatever. Yeah. Not what you want. Nah. Get like. The ones that like go on your
like
head.
Studio headphones,
like those ones.
Oh god,
that's one of those ones I have. I love them. Yeah, and, like you can hear stuff that you don't really appreciate when you're not listening to it. So yeah, I mean, if you're a big musician, definitely get you a good headphone setup. If you have vinyl, get a great vinyl setup. I just upgraded mine recently. Nice. Invest in it because it helps. And especially like. If you play if you're more like a guitar or like a melody concentrated instrument, being able to clearly hear everything,
like the chords,
and I mean, you can. But if you can't read music, you go online and look at it. You're like, what is this? I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes it helps just listening to it. So, yeah. I mean, that's definitely invest in good sound equipment too.
Gotcha. Yeah. So going back to what you said about like music and stuff and like sounding good, like. People forget that, like, Nirvana, like, their intention was not to sound good. Like, oh, God. They just wanted to make music.
Yeah, like, Kurt Cobain didn't give...
You can say it.
Okay, well, Kurt Cobain didn't give a shit about how he sounded. I mean, the dude had no intentions of blowing up. None at all. And look what happened to him. Yeah. I mean, don't that was a bad choice of words.
Just got.
Look what happened to his band.
Yeah.
I mean,
the opposite of what they wanted.
The opposite of what and nothing sounded like them at the time, and they were doing something that wasn't even popular.
Yeah.
So it was like they never expected to get big. They didn't know they were going to be the next big thing.
They went in their garage, put out their instruments, and just
they
like
played.
Yeah.
And then they blew up because at the time, it was like '80s hair metal and like new wave and stuff that was like dominating. And then the '90s come in, boom, grunge.
Yeah.
You got Nirvana, you got Pearl Jam. So I mean, you don't have to sound great. You don't have to play technical. You don't have to play fast.
Yeah.
You can play whatever you want.
Just play, yeah.
You can do whatever you want, and as long as you enjoy it, and you're making something that you're happy of and you're proud of, who cares what anybody else thinks?
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks, Ben, for sharing all this with us today.
Yeah, I've been super glad to be here. This is actually my first podcast ever.
Oh, yeah.
So,
you killed it.
Yeah, this is really cool. I enjoy your setup.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll be back on again.
Absolutely, yeah. And thank you guys for listening. Stay tuned for the next episode.